The next question that you probably have is, what tools do I need? And that's a great question. Building a model is basically cutting parts from a sprue and then assembling those parts to create your model. This requires several different tools, but don't worry, some of these can be found around your house already, and a lot of them are very inexpensive. The first tool that you're going to want is what we call a sprue cutter. And it's side cutting pliers that you use to cut the parts away from the sprue. Now what's unique about these is it gives you the ability to cut the part away from the sprue without damaging the part. When I was a kid, I used to just twist the parts off the sprue, and that really messes things up. You don't want to do that. You want to have a nice clean cut where you remove the part from the sprue. The next items that you're going to want, and this also kind of goes along with cutting the parts from the sprue, is a hobby knife with replaceable blades. These are very inexpensive. You can see there's a little black box there, and that contains a bunch of replacement blades, and it also provides a safe place to dispose of the old blades. You just simply put them in that box. When you're done, you just throw the box away, and it's safe. Fingernail cutters. You probably have those around your house. You're going to want a nice pair of those. That and the hobby knife are going to help you clean up the part after you've removed it from the sprue with the sprue cutters. This just helps you to get a much more clean cut on the little tabs that stick up from the parts, because you want this to be nice and perfectly smooth when you glue those parts together. The next thing you're going to want to do to help you do what we were just talking about, removing those little tabs that are stuck on the part after you remove it, are sanding sticks. You can see some of these are actually fingernail files, emery boards, but there's also specialized sanding sticks for hobbying, and you can see those. They're very inexpensive. You may already have fingernail files around your house. Go ahead and grab some of those with permission, of course. The other thing is jeweler's files. It sounds like a really fancy item, but really these are just small metal files that you can pick up really inexpensively at discount tool stores or on Amazon. They're really easy to find. You're going to want some glue. So now you've removed the parts, you've cleaned them up, you've sanded them, they look perfect, they're great, and now you want to start gluing them together to create your kit. The glue that I recommend is Tamiya Extra Thin. That's going to serve you very well. It's easy to use, it's very consistent, it always gives great results. And there's going to be some times when that's not a good glue to use, but when you're just starting out, this is going to pretty much do 99.9% of everything you want to do, with the exception of gluing in windows. The clear plastic, Tamiya glue and clear plastic do not like each other. It'll mess up your clear plastic. So for that, you're going to want to get canopy glue. You can see that in the next video where we put a kit together. You'll see the use of canopy glue. You're going to also want some tweezers so that you can pick up these small parts and get them into small places where your fingers won't fit. So you'll notice that the tweezers there on the top have a bent, they're bent on the end. That helps you get into angled places. The other set of tweezers there are clamping tweezers, so they can actually hold parts together while the glue dries. Some other common household items that you might have are wooden clothespins. Those will help hold parts, and toothpicks, which will help you spread glue, touch up little places with paint. They also help you remove decals from the decal sheet. So there's lots of uses for toothpicks. Just grab a handful of toothpicks and throw those in your little box, which gets me to the next point, is you're going to want some way of organizing all of these things. So not pictured is a little toolbox or a little organizing box that you put all of this stuff in, so that when you go to build your kit, you just grab that one box and you've got everything you need in it. There's one tool pictured here that is not necessary, but it'll really help you a lot. If you don't have the money to get one when you're just starting out, don't worry about it, that's fine, but it's a pin vise drill. It'll help you. They come with drill bits, all different sizes. And what that helps you do is sometimes when you are trying to glue two parts together, one part has a nub on it and the other part has a hole on it, and you're trying to fit those together. Sometimes the hole isn't the right size. You can use the pin vise drill to make those holes appropriate. Or sometimes the holes aren't even there and you got to drill them. You can do the same thing with your hobby knife, the tip of your hobby knife. So again, you don't need this if you're just starting out, but just something to think about. One item that I would recommend that's not shown on the picture is a cutting mat. Again, if you're just starting out, you don't have to have a self-healing cutting mat. You could use a cereal box, thick cardboard. Eventually, you're going to want to upgrade to a cutting mat. Also not shown are items related to painting. So I'm not covering whether you use bottle or spray can, what type of brushes to get, what colors of paint to get, what types of thinner to get. I don't cover any of that in this video. I will cover it in the next video when we actually start putting the kit together. And the reason that I do that is because it's going to be different depending upon the kit that you build. So I'll talk about that in our next video.